that she was at the Walmart. She had a long line behind her. It's Christmas time. Everything is backed up. We just had a birthday party December the 9th, so we put out several C notes on the party. So while we were sitting there at the, and I gave her gift, she says, "Oh, I gotta see how much is on the car, how much?" I said, "Well, I can't tell you because the other two found out they got less, then it's not gonna be equity, so you can't look it up." And she goes, yeah, you're right. She says, "So I'll just go down and use it." And she did, so she actually had the clerk call me at home.
That was before cell phones. Did we even have cell phones then? I don't think we had cell phones.
Yeah, there were, I think I had a flip phone. I had a flip phone, but a lady calls and said, "Did you buy a gift card from Lee Melton?" And I go, "Yeah." And they says, "And you bought it from our Walmart?" "Yeah." "And you put $5 on it?" "Yeah." And then in the background, she says, "There's only $5 on your card." And then I hear those immortal words come out that you've all heard so many times before. "Oh my God!"
Well, how much was on the other people's cards? 25?
I think some of them got a candle, one got a car. Or
Like he built it up like this is going to be like a huge.
Right. Yeah. So she had about $300 in her buggy. But tonight, gotta tell you, I have wined and dined with kings and queens, and I've been in the alley eating poke and beans. But tonight I am with kings and queens. Every one of you, thank you for coming. Thank you. I wanted to play this little game on who knows me and how well they know me. So, hands up if you think I am an extrovert. Hands. Very good. How do you think I'm an introvert? Raise your hands.
That's what the test said, but it's lying.
Hey. Introvert.
Extrovert and introvert.
On that Briggs-Myers test, I think that's what it's called.
Yes.
What it was, I got the 4 letters that I am is less than 1% of the earth.
Not surprised.
Right, now you understand. And I wanted to clarify one thing too. The sneeze.
Oh, my word.
If you ever not heard the sneeze, I mean, you could be in another county and heard the sneeze. I actually heard, and in my family, I got to tell you, my family laughed about this. They thought that I sneezed loud for attention. See that. But the truth of the matter is, it's a shame my mother's not here because she would tell you that when I wanted attention, I never sneezed. I just stripped my clothes off. She would say. But I kind of grew out of that at 32. 6 or 8. And another thing, the one thing I always wanted to bring to the organization was laughter. I learned at a very too young of an age, and I should have never had to learn this, but I learned that nobody needs a smile as much as somebody that doesn't have one to give. So I've always tried to bring that element into the workplace, or to church, or family, or wherever I am, because you never know what somebody's carrying around with them, And that's always been my main thing, is to do that. And I hope I've been pretty good at it, over the years. When we first got hired, when Lori first hired me, that was a great day. How many people applied today?
Oh, about 100, a little better.
Okay. When I got hired, guess how many people applied? 3. We hired them all. One of them didn't make it. Me and Carol Ludwig made it. Carol Ludwig, loved her to death. Her license plate was PACA, P-A-C-A, Paul and Carol. Good memories. One of my favorite memories from the tag office in the old building when we were in the courthouse. Do you remember that? The veranda, it was marble and it was circular.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite memories. We didn't have the pre-done calling like we have now that our IT has absolutely mastered that. We didn't have that, and we had a microphone, just a regular microphone on a little bitty stand. So I had gotten to the point that I would walk up to the microphone and I would just snatch it up off of the counter, and I would take it and I would flip it around my hands, toss it around my back, catch it, flip it around, kick the thing on, and go, number 15, step down to station 5, number 15 to station 5. On this one particular day, I did my usual thing, snatched a mic, flipped it around, twirled it around my back, flipped it up, kicked it on, got it right here, and sneezed. The judges in the courtrooms up above us thought they had the 911. The door opens to my manager's office, and the head pops out and goes, "Shawn, this is not Pee Wee's Playhouse."
I hear you saying that too.
Oh.
And I have to wear hearing aids.
And we also had a fellow when we first got started, one of a kind guy, really nice guy too, and his name was Renner. Renner used to come down to the counter, and his job was vent checks. He was also, I think, no one knew about this, but I think he was also the second voiceover for Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. He'd walk up to you and he'd go, "All you need's the keys, all doors exit to the right." And he would go out on the vent check. Now, as he got older, he had a problem. And all of a sudden, he would just stop and get stiff, and he couldn't make another story. So, one day, Smithy runs up to me and says, Shawn, come on, you gotta go now, we gotta get Renner out of the road. Renner is in the middle of Maine in 301.
Oh my God.
And he's just put down his chair and he sat down. So Sherry is taking off towards Renner to get to him, and I'm following. I know you're thinking Renner got hit 3 times, but it didn't. We saved him.
We saved him.
And the only time in 35 years I ever seen Smithy get completely hysterical and upset. While everybody would go out and you do your VIN check, we know how we do when we open the door, we look inside, we see the mileage, we come out, we write it down, we're done. Renner would always go up to the car and sit down in the seat.
Oh my God.
Renner walks into the main door, the little sliding door that flips like the saloon doors from Gunsmoke. He walked through there, I kid you not, he had over 1,000 fleas on him, pinging the And Smith goes, oh, yeah.
He got so many.
Now, if I may, if I can just be absolutely 100% truthful, and I'm glad to do this because when I look around the room, I see that the second floor and all of my good friends come out, so I want to tell you something truthful, and I want this to help you in your job from here on out for the rest of the days. when, and this is God's honest truth, and I'm thinking back right now, Daddy used to say, son, you are 6'5", you are 285 pounds, you don't have to lie, you don't have to stretch the truth, you say what you mean, and mean what you say. So I gotta be factual here with you, I'm completely 100% honest. In 35 years, please remember this, things would go in the office and you'd be like, gosh, I don't get that. I don't see how they could have done that decision. I don't see how that could have fit. What are they thinking? And in every single one, bar none, they were always right. And I only found out 2 weeks ago why that happened. And that's not my story to tell. But when you see things and you think, oh, they messed up this time, big time, just wait to see how it plays out. They'll always be right. And they always got your best interest. They always got your back. It's so quiet in here right now. When I look over my 35 years, I want you to think about one thing, and I want you to introspect, go inside yourself. I want you to think of people who run for offices. I mean, presidents. I mean, we know a lot of them. Some of them we know Carter, we know Clinton, we know Obama, we know Trump, we know them all. And people will say, and this is what is one of my highlights, is seeing articles come out like in Time magazine saying Jimmy Carter was the smartest president of them all. And if he'd have been a prime minister, he'd have went down in history, the greatest prime ministers of all time. I love reading articles like that. And people say, hey, we've got the most suavest politician. We have the most incredible, brainy politician. But I'm thinking, not only did we have all of that in Barbara, but we had the coolest politician that ever politics. That is symbolic and synonyms for me to use. That is the coolest person.
My kids
Went to
are-
Woodstock.
Woodstock.
Yeah.
How you gonna call Woodstock, you know?
Though there are some people you might have to explain what that means.
One of my favorite things too, also in that same line, is 35 years. There's a lot of memories. There's a lot of things that I've seen and all. One of my favorite moments, about 10 to 12 years ago, Barbara made tax collector of the nation. And it's like, you know, if you have a hockey team and they win the Stanley Cup, you got to think, who was the players on the team? When she made tax collector of the nation, I was on that team.
Amen.
Sylvia was on that team. Brooke,
That's right.
Nicole, Amanda, Terry, a lot of people, Patty, right here, yeah, over here, yeah. All these people, Lee, Stephanie, Julia, Renee, Karen, all on the team. And man, that means something, because it's one of the nation, and you made that team. And that's one of my best memories in 35 years. When I look back, that's what I think about. I made the team. Lastly, what's next? That's been a ponder. What's next? I think about this. There was a cello player, and I forget his name. He's like in his late 80s or early 90s. And this cello player was asked on an interview, they said, hey man, you have won every award in cello you can get. What do you do these days? And he responded and he says, I play 12 hours a day. 12 hours a day. And they said, why would you do that? You've broken every record in the instrument's history. How could you do that? And why do you keep playing that? Why do you keep doing that? And he said, I think I'm getting better. Yes, indeed, I think I'm getting better. So for the people that are gonna be retiring after me, and Patty is one, Cheryl's one, what I wanna leave you with is, this is a profound moment in my life also. You're asked a question sometimes and you gotta come face to face with reality. Can you walk 1 mile? Can everybody hear? Can you walk 1 mile? What do you think? Can you walk 1 mile?
Yes.
You can. You can walk 1 mile. What about 2 miles? 2 miles? 2 miles. 5 miles. 5 miles. Can you do it? You can do it. I know you do it. 5 miles. Here's the hardest question of all. Can you get up off the sofa and make it to the other side of the front door to begin that 5 mile walk or that 1 mile walk? Because if there's a fountain of youth in everything I've ever read, keep moving. And one of the most amazing things that I learned about a year ago, they asked Clint Eastwood, what are you going to be doing next? What's your plans? He said, I'm making more movies. Good grief, dude. You're in the 90s. But he said, admittedly, you look like you're in your 70s. What's your secret, man, to keep going? And this is when I leaned forward and I listened. He said, I don't let the old man in. I don't let the old man in. And as long as you can be productive and moving and doing and grooving, then you're not letting the old man in. And for everybody that remains working, your Monday's not going to look like my Monday.
Oh, we'll be calling your phone every Monday morning.
One of the things,
That's a great idea.
one of the things
Starting
that
about
always
5.
kept in my heart
We'll take
is the
shifts.
fact that, and Holly mentioned this to me a few days ago, sometimes you see things in life and they don't seem fair. But one thing I learned, and it came to me at 3 a.m. in the middle of the night, like so much stuff does. And at 3 a.m. in one morning, I thought, it just came to me. Don't ever blame a fish for not being able to climb a tree. And don't ever blame a rabbit for not being able to swim the sea. Because they weren't made to do that. They weren't designed that way. They weren't created that way. A rabbit can't climb a tree. And sometimes we forget that when we look at people and say, these people can't be kind, they can't be understanding, they can't be nice. It's because they weren't cut out that way. They weren't born that way. They weren't made that way. But if you keep that in perspective, it will keep your blood pressure down. It will keep you not from being upset. And that's one of the little things in Batman's utility belt, if you can remember that. And also, when you reach those people that they are ungracious, argumentative, contentious, and they're nasty sometimes they're unkind. I always remember to have a little grace for them, because once upon a time, we were they. Yes, indeed, we were they. And I got to give props. One of my company inside of the tag office in Mid-County, Team Chicago. Team Chicago. That is the handwriting dynasty of Mid-County.
For the love.
And I'm glad you made it in that.
Of course.
That's half my company. She has the coolest ride I've ever seen.
I don't know what to say.
If you're looking at what I'm looking at, you're like,
Yeah, right.
but I want to thank everybody here, not only for 35 great years, but one of my highest honors that I ever had is for you guys to be my friends.
Amen.
Thank you.